So the inspiration for today's drawing comes from the Ukraine. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Pysanky eggs before, but here in my house about 2-3 years ago, we learned how to make Pysanky eggs. And it's waxing an egg in a really intricate design and then dipping it in dye, then adding more wax and dipping it in dye until you have an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous egg. We are not experts at it, but we've really enjoyed learning how to do it. And I'm going to show you how to draw one today. So my daughter Julia did this egg, and I think we're going to use this one for our inspiration today for our drawing. So one of the tricks to drawing an egg shape, you can start with just making your own circle and then slowly pulling it up and creating that egg shape around it, or you can trace a bowl so you can get right to the fun decorating part of your Pysanky Ukrainian egg. Okay, so start by setting that bowl or whatever you've decided to trace down towards the bottom side of your paper. And you're gonna put yours on nice and light. I'm gonna put mine on dark so you can see what I'm doing here. But just go ahead and trace right around that bowl. All right, so now we've got our first shape. Now our second shape doesn't need to be so perfect, but if you kind of look at your egg and you see, okay, here's about the center of my egg right there, and you know that the top part of your egg is going to have to come up about the same distance, a little bit less, right? So we want to make sure the top of that egg is probably going to come up to about here. Now you can lightly sketch in another circle, starting there, a smaller one, just so we don't make our egg too skinny. This helps us see where we need to place our next lines for our egg. So again, I'm going to put mine on a little bit darker, but you put yours on lighter. Kind of looks like a snowman right now, doesn't it, right? Now from here, watch what we're going to do. We're going to use the top part of this curve, come out, and connect it to the side of that curve. All right, so again, we're going to go from here. We're going to take the top part of this curve, go out, and connect it to the side of our original circle. And that gives us a pretty nice egg shape. So 2 circles like that, overlapping, gives us a good egg shape. Now I'm going to erase all this up and clean it up before we start our design. Okay, so remember, this is the inspiration piece that we're going to use today for our Pysanky Ukrainian egg design. Notice, right? Pysanky eggs have lots of that symmetry. They're the same, right? The patterns are going to repeat. So we've got this flower at the top and the bottom. We've got the wide stripe. And then another stripe inside of it with decorations in between, and these diamonds in the center. So it's going to be a lot of fun to put this pattern together. You can go ahead and make your own patterns if you'd like. There's also a ton of Pysanky egg patterns online. If you find another one that you might be interested in, just looking around this morning, you see I found all these different Pysanky eggs design patterns online, and there's many, many more that you can choose from. So let's get started. We're going to find the center of our egg. Oops, I don't want this egg to break, so we'll put that right up there. Okay, we want to get that nice big stripe kind of going through the center of our egg, right? That nice wide stripe. So take your fingers and just kind of go like this and see where you like that stripe to be. I'm going to say probably like here and here. Let's try it. A little too low. I'm going to move that up just a little bit. Let's see. Maybe about here and there. Yeah, that looks about right. Now you can curve your stripes if you want to make them a little bit more realistic. I'm just going to make mine real sort of straight and symmetrical today. And then I'm going to fill mine in with some watercolors after, but you can go ahead and fill yours in with colored pencil, crayon, chalk pastels, anything fun that you have hanging out around the house. So I'm getting my nice wide stripe on first. Right? Look at that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with that nice, put those second stripes on right there, right? You see those second ones? So I'm going to turn my paper again. My daughter put that nice diamond shape right there in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right from side to side, nice big. Let's see if we want my diamond to go maybe there to there. Is that about halfway in the paper there and there? Put two little points on, and let's see where my halfway mark is, kind of coming down the center of my egg. Like that. All right, so now I got some nice points. I know where to put that diamond shape on. All right, and then they kind of go off the page, right? So we have to assume if this line comes way out here and that line came way out there, we'd have a diamond shape going this way. And another one. Going that way, like that. Right, so if these lines are straight, all right. Got my diamond shapes on. Now she went back and she put on this cute little, remember that scalloped edge we talked about in class, little scalloped edge on there? So I'm going to go ahead and do a scalloped edge on the top and bottom here. And then she put some little polka dots in there. So we'll do the same on the bottom. some nice little polka dots on there, like that. So she did sort of an X with a cross in the middle here to make sort of that center design. So if we put on an X, or I should say a crisscross, and then an X. Got that nice center design she made, and then she went ahead and put a little circle on the end of each one. Just repeating those patterns, right? Around and around and around they go. And she put a little circle down in here between. And then she just put a plain colored triangle up in here. And then you can see she started repeating this design again over here, so we'll have a line circle. There. Line circle here. And then on the top, she just sort of did these real pretty looped loops. So she sort of, right coming from the center, that first loop came out like this. And then the second loop disappears off the edge. A loop up from the center here, like this, like the petals on a flower, right? Like a big teardrop shape. And then she put some little dots, lots of polka dots, repeating patterns, right? Some polka dots here. And then she put a little heart shape. There. And a little heart shape right there. I'm going to repeat that down at the bottom. Center of my egg. I got a flower petal right there. Flower petal right there. Polka dots. And there it is, a Pysanky egg. I'm going to take some Sharpie to it, and then I'm going to add some watercolor colors today.
She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you'll take it into her side. La, la, la.
changed my mind. I'm going to go ahead and fill this in with some crayon color today because I've got all these little tiny details and I don't want my watercolors to bleed into each other and end up with a multicolored heart or something like that. So I'm going to use some nice crayons and I'm going to stick with the colors that my daughter Julia used. So I'm just going to use this pretty turquoisey blue and some yellows and whites and some hot pinks to fill in my color today.
Over the hills and far from mine, she's waiting